Hello, this is Tom Wagner with St. Vincent de Paul, King County. Good to see you all again for our Vincentian Stories project. I'm here with Sam Sperry, a member of St. Joe's Conference here in Seattle. And thank you, Sam, for taking some time to share some of your experiences with us. How long have you been with the conference?
Just about 4 years, a month or two short of that. But I started in the summer 4 years ago, and it's been a great experience.
Great. Just curious, how did you get involved with St. Vincent de Paul?
A very good friend of mine, fellow parishioner, classmate from Seattle University, Paul Hill and his wife Alice have been involved for some time, and Paul and I were doing some work together and talked about it, and I went along on a home visit with him, and I've known other people in our parish who, over the years, who've done this, so I thought this is perfect for me. And the reason for that was, this is my first face-to-face experience. I've been on boards and committees. It's always been arm's length, policy, that sort of stuff. And this is a great experience. I love it.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Well, first question I would ask is, how have you grown in the last 4 years from this Vincentian experience?
Well, I'll tell you this. I think the opportunity to help people with real needs in an immediate short-term context is of immense value for two reasons. First, if people need food, we can help them with food. If we can get the lights to stay on, we can do that. I mean, that's something that they need now.
Right.
And I think the Vincentian way of listening to people, engaging them, some more than others, is a benefit that's really a two-way benefit. I've never had in my life to worry about whether I had a bed to sleep in. I had food on the table. I grew up in a family that had some difficult times, but I didn't confront the kinds of needs that so many of the people that we see are. This people think of as a wealthy neighborhood, and in many measures it is. But I can throw a rock from where we're sitting here and hit people we have visited because they have needed help. So poverty and the needs that St. Vincent de Paul addresses are very real, and I believe they're in all parts of our community.
Right. You mentioned it's a two-way experience. How have you benefited from or grown from the experience?
It's a question, I think, for me, of simply being able to help. This morning, a colleague from our conference and I visited a woman with children who's also a grandmother. She's caring for 6. Somebody rammed her car while it was parked. It's damaged and she can't drive it. As a result, she lost her job. And fortunately, she's in subsidized housing and that's secure, but she needs clothing for the kids with the summer coming on, and food. And so we were able to give her the Safeway cards for food. She will get some food stamps toward the end of next week, so we get them through the weekend and put in an order to West Side Baby Corner for clothing for the kids, and so that's just real help for them. And I feel that it's a corporal work of mercy, and for me that's an enriching experience.
Right. Great. Has it influenced your faith at all?
I will tell you candidly, I'm a disgruntled Catholic. There is lots about church doctrine that I don't subscribe to at all. At the same time, we have a wonderful church community. And for me, the St. Vincent de Paul Society is a great fit to be a part of the church, to do something that is active and that is real. And I'll tell you this much in a faith context. When Jesus tells the story of the parable of the loaves, or we get that from the gospel, there are no questions about what your politics are, what your sexual orientation is, whether you go to temple or not.
Right.
The crowd is said to be very large, and the food is distributed, and that's what we do.
Yeah.
So to me, our mission is really a very faith-based, one-to-one mission where we're trying to do what we can in the spirit of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So, and within the context of the Catholic Church, I find that that works for me.
Sounds like it's brought you closer to that Jesus experience.
Well, I think it is, and when I learn about Rosalie Rondeau and Frederick Ozanam, it strikes me that was the kind of thing that they intended to do.
Yeah.
So it's wonderful to have that tradition, and for me, it's a great strength, one of many of the Catholic Church. The hospitals and the schools and the shelters and all of that other work that people do, we don't do that, but we help those people who oftentimes take advantage of those services.
Yeah. Thank you, Sam.
Well, that's great. I appreciate it.
Thank you for sharing, and thank you for your ministry and your work.